Well, I guess it's time to go to our regularly scheduled programming here. I'm done from my mental and vacation hiatus here. And World War III is upon us? Not really. I'll get into that in a little bit here. But America, once again, they're doing things for the best interest of Israel. Now, my thoughts on Israel are like I'm just kind of worn thin on them at this point anymore. You know, it's not like I'm anti-Jew or anything like that, but the whole Israel thing and Netanyahu being in power for 20 years, he's a corrupt, maniacal madman. I can't paint him as any other thing than that. But anyways, Bibi is grateful that America bombed these nuclear refining facilities to try and get fissile material for nuclear bombs in Iran, but America said, no, we're going to drop bombs through mountains to blow up any facilities that would refine such bombs. But I just sit here and I go like, man, we will bend over backwards in this country to protect the best interests of Israel. And it gets to the point where you say like, why? Why? What do we ultimately get in return? Now, is there some big, like, massive commodity or some big something that we get from the country of Israel? Like, what does America ultimately benefit from constantly going out of their way to instigate war with a country that frankly wasn't doing anything to us directly? Yes, I know they're the harbor of terrorism and all that stuff. I'm not saying that Iran hasn't had their hand or done stuff through proxies that have harmed America and America's interests. I get all that. Iran is the bad apple of that region. I get all that. I understand. But this attacking them and their ability to create a nuclear bomb is mainly the best interest of Israel right now. I mean, they're on the top of the docket of things that Iran hates, which is the existence of Israel and the existence of Israelis, and they frankly would like to push them into the Mediterranean or just vaporize them with nuclear bombs. So I get all that. But man, I just don't understand why we gotta instigate this. And I know people are going to say like, well, Iran is doing this attack, that attack. They've done a number of terrorist acts and they've supplied Hamas with weapons. They've done all this barbarism, et cetera, et cetera. But drawing a line in the sand as thick as dropping bombs on a sovereign nation that honestly your Congress did not declare war on is taking things to a whole nother level. Now, do I feel better that Iran's ability to have a nuclear bomb is drastically dropped down? The ability to do so is drastically dropped down. The Mossad killing off the doctors, the PhDs that are in these refining facilities for uranium. Yeah, yes, I feel the world and particularly America is a safer place. And that Iran is very much weakened, and without them being able to get nuclear weapons, will ultimately be the one thing, the one power play that government will never have and never be allowed to have. And I think that's a good thing. I just have a problem that it's just doing it at the whim and will of Israel. Like, who are they? Like, who are they? And that goes back to everything that I've said before, and them is nothing to be with anti-Jew or anything like that. But man, if this doesn't speak volumes about how powerful AIPAC is in this nation, in America, and how much they sway government decisions, I don't know what else you have to see. Like, I mean, this is all AIPAC. This is their decision. This move to attack Iran was something that even through polling was showing that MAGA and Republican supporters of Trump were very much against. Very much against. He still went through with it. Because honestly, AIPAC and their support, it honestly means a lot more than the support of the party. The support of the Republican Party. It absolutely does. Like, why else would he do something? Why else would Trump do something that was so against what his own party wanted him to do? His own national security advisor, Tulsi Gabbard, was saying like falsities about what Iran was doing with these, or was she? Again, you have to pick a side there. Trump called her a flat out liar. She's your national security advisor, and you're calling her a liar? Saying that Iran had no intentions to make nuclear bombs with these refining facilities? Oh, all right. That's your own national security advisor you're calling a liar, which granted, I love them having to work because I honestly feel she is a paid operative of the Russians, but that's a whole different story. But man, this whole situation, and there are so many more layers than just Israel attacking them last week, taking out all their air defense systems, most of them anyway, taking out ballistic missile launchers, taking out stores of ballistic missiles, et cetera, et cetera. Because the fact that Russia hasn't stepped up and heavily supported Iran when they've been two peas in a pod. Iran is going out of their way. They're supplying weapons for Russia. They've supplied those Shahed drones that Russia uses on a daily basis for the past almost 2.5 years now, since they went into an arms trade with Iran to supply weapons to the war in Ukraine. And so now Russia's just like, we're too busy and we're depleted. Sorry, you guys are on your own now. Like, wow, man, Iran helped you out and now you're leaving their dick in the dirt? Oh, boy. I'd love to be a fly in the wall of closed rooms in Iran somewhere. I mean, I wouldn't understand what they say because I don't speak their language. But anyway, the one thing I fear about this is really going to put an itch up Hamas's ass now. Like, they already didn't like America and I already, feared having some sort of terrorist attack on mainland America. But now this just really motivates them to do something now. And I don't like that. And I do see something happening in mainland America now. And I see more attacks coming to Iran. I mean, they just launched Tehran, I guess it is technically Tehran. That's where all the orders come from. But Iran just launched an attack on an American base in Qatar right now, and we're waiting to see what those missiles do, if anything. But Trump said if they do any sort of retaliatory strike, there's going to be a lot more coming their way. I mean, I won't be surprised if they turn Tehran into a parking lot and then build 100 Walmarts on top of it. Ultimately, what is the hopeful scenario here is that the Iranian government falls. And I've been predicting this for a while. I feel of the Middle East, well, Libya or Syria proved me wrong there because they fell, the Assad regime, but that can also be tied to the weakness of Russia as well, but that's a whole different story. I think the next nation to have a complete overhaul in that region is going to be Iran. I can't see the citizens that are already agitated with the decisions that are coming out of Tehran and how just sick people are of just being the retaliation from Israel to now the retaliation of America to now America, if Trump keeps his word about retaliating about any sort of strike being carried out against American bases or interests in the region. Well, I don't think the people in Iran more than anyone else are going to like this, because I see Trump sending a message right away of saying, like, look, we aren't messing around. If you poke us back, we're going to poke you back 10 times harder. And I thought Iran was going to be stifled by this attack that America did the other night, but apparently not, because the people in charge, the people in power, they got to show some sort of retaliatory backbone, which is what you're seeing right now. It's like, well, we have to do something after having our nuclear refining facilities attacked. But man, this ain't going to end well for Iran. It's not going to end well at all. Like their defense systems are Russian supplied. Like they use the same S-300, 400 systems that Russia uses to defend themselves against the attacks coming from Ukraine and American weaponry there, which have proven to be just next to worthless. So you think you're going to fare well when fleets of Tomahawk missiles 10 times more than what you saw come the other night? Like the country's going to get decimated. Any sort of headquarters, staging areas, anything like that, they're going to get decimated. Like you don't even have to send troops in on the ground. America can F this country up so bad from the air. And the people in Iran have to know this. The people that are fed up with the government and being caught in the crossfire of Israel and America now, they have to know this. And there's already been revolts and protests and whatnot in a state that is very heavily controlled and secured by the military and police state that they live under. I mean, things are only going to be pushed so far before they say, damn, man, we're done. We're done with the mullahs. We're done with the Ayatollah. This shit just, it ain't it. It ain't it. You got to get out. We got to get something else. And I think we're going to find that out in the coming months here. So no, I don't fear World War III coming from this. The only way I would fear World War III coming from this is if Russia said, look, we're sending troops to defend Iran. They've had our back. We signed an actual agreement with them that we're gonna have each other's backs militarily if the other gets invaded. Boy, that wasn't worth the paper it was printed on. But supposedly there's some caveat that Russian state TV and their pundits are saying that well, Iran didn't qualify this specific factor or something. That's why we're not going to protect them militarily. Okay, yeah, like you would have done that anyway. Anyway, this is going to be interesting because it's either Iran is going to get blown from Kingdom Come without a single American boot being put on the ground, or their regime is just going to be forced into change. That the mullahs and the Ayatollah are just going to be thrown off the top crescent dome something or other in the towns. Like, I don't know, man. This is just Iran is picking a fight they can't win. But any sort of, like, I'm telling you, people, don't sleep on the fact of sleeper cells doing damage in mainland countries like England, like France, like America, anyone that has Western democracy held near and dear to their hearts. I would not sleep too comfortably saying like, yeah, our governments, our police, our secret agencies, they'll find these people before they do any damage. I wouldn't really bet against that. And I'd be very cautious about going to like a big public gathering on like 4th of July or something right now. I really would. Not to stoke fears, but man, I don't particularly want to be near a big crowd right now. Really don't. That's me speaking honestly. And that's me enough respecting and understanding what a group like Hamas can do. Anyway, just my 2 thoughts on this. Just want to speak about this. I don't fear World War III. Again, like I said, like someone like China or Russia would have to get involved with this and say like, we're going to defend Iran. But America knows right now that a state like Russia that was their biggest big ally was so weakened with this stupid war that they're having in Ukraine, the stupid 3-day war that is now going past 3 years. It's going to be going into year 4 now. And it's interesting because this is like the one big thing Trump has done that has been against the interest of Russia. So that's at least one thing, because I know Trump is going to work in Russia's best interests, but not here. Not here. Finally, there is something. Because Russia needs the ability to run these proxy operations to show like what their weapons can do. Like they're supplying all these weapons to Iran. They want their weapons to look good. They don't want it to look like, oh my gosh, Israeli planes just came in and now they have air superiority in less than 2 days. They're running daytime bombing missions over Tehran in 2 days. Like that is ridiculous. They don't even share a border with Iran. And fighter pilots from Israel are dropping bombs and not fearing getting shot down and aren't getting shot down, unless you see like those AI pictures where like the people are standing around a down plane, which I love the one they had, the B-2 bomber getting shot down, and you see the people standing next to the plane, and it's like you look at the cockpit, it's like, wow, that cockpit is big enough to hold like 40 of those people that are standing around it. But anyways, other than the AI planes, like Iran's air defense is worthless, is pointless. And it's Russian made. So yeah, World War III, I don't think anyone like a Russia or a China is ready to go to World War III right now when they see what the quote unquote second greatest military power in the world is doing with their armaments right now to protect themselves from attacks and to protect a country like Iran from attacks, which had any of many Russian defenses at their disposal. And they just got cut through like a knife in warm butter. Anyway, that's what I feel about it. No World War III, but be wary of terrorism. That's my ending thesis here. That is all.